Okay, so welcome everyone to our webinar, Overcoming the Slowdown, Expert Insights on a New Shape of Clienteling in Luxury, Consumer Trust and Clienteling. I'm your host today, Katie Tame, and we're going to dive deep into the dynamic landscape of the luxury market. As we face unprecedented challenges, including shifting consumer behaviors and economic uncertainties, it's crucial for luxury brands to adapt and evolve. Joining me today are two industry leaders, Zornitza Stefanova, CEO of BSPK, and Milton Pedraza, CEO of the Luxury Institute. Together, we'll explore how luxury brands can navigate these challenges, build genuine consumer trust, and leverage effective clienteling strategies to foster deeper connections with their customers. So, let's get started. Milton, you've been working closely with luxury brands for years. Could you share your view on how consumer behavior in this space has evolved recently?
Yes, I think one key point that I would make is that as we interview our vast network of high net worth and ultra high net worth consumers around the world, the term trusted relationships comes up more and more. In any place where they go, anywhere they buy, whatever they do, trusted advisors and trusted relationships matter tremendously. So I think that is one of the key areas where luxury brands need to focus.
Wonderful. Thank you, Milton. Zornitza, could you give us a quick overview of BSPK and how it helps luxury retailers connect with consumers on a deeper level?
Absolutely. At BSPK, we developed a platform specifically designed for luxury retailers and enabling them to connect with their clients in a personalized and relevant way. In today's retail landscape, especially in luxury, there is a lot of heightened consumer expectation around personalization and curation of the shopping experience. And consumers are looking for not only experiences, but also relationships that can make them feel valued. What BSPK does is empower sales associates to build those relationships by giving them the tools to provide tailored one-on-one recommendations and interactions. And also through our platform, brands can create a unified customer profile across online and in store that incorporates everything from past purchases, preferences, even client engagement history, providing a much richer opportunity to tailor and personalize the shopping experience. And we've also integrated communication features that allow associates to connect with clients via their preferred messaging platforms, all without the need to download any additional apps. And so the purpose is to make every interaction feel intentional, human, to boost loyalty, to drive sales, and to deepen the client-brand relationship. I would summarize by saying that ultimately BSPK helps luxury brands deliver that high-touch, bespoke experience that is so critical to their success.
Wonderful. Thank you. Milton, we've seen a significant shift in retail dynamics over the last few years. How are luxury brands navigating the declining foot traffic and heightened competition?
I think it differs by brand, no question. I would point out Hermes as one of the great brands that continues to maintain its brand DNA through 6 generations, including this Slowdown, and lots of world wars and lots of tumult in the world. They continue to focus on the client and on delivering extraordinary products and extraordinary experiences. I think that's one of the true winners, and you can see it in the numbers. There are others who I won't mention because I don't want to embarrass them, who have become Me Too luxury brands. Their products are not innovative. They're not reinventing themselves at the pace that is required in this terribly tumultuous world. And also the changing needs and lifestyles of their clients, where you need innovation, you need, yes, extraordinary venues, but you also need to empower the human beings who represent the brand. Again, not only with the great technologies that Zornitza and Bespoke offer, because you need that, but you also need to empower them with the qualities, the attributes of humanity where they can build trusted relationships. And that's a skill. We all think that we innately know how to survive and thrive in the world, but some do it better than others. And in this new world of AI, of technology, we need to do it with the emotional intelligence, the skill, the mastery of emotional intelligence that drives those high performance, high trustworthy relationships. And so some brands are doing it better than others. I would say most brands get a C, some brands get a B, and very few brands across different categories of luxury goods and services, and I mean dozens of categories, get an A. So I know I'm a hard grader, but that's how consumers are too.
Thank you so much. Zornitza, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Katie, and I think it's something we've seen evolve significantly in recent years. Luxury brands are facing new challenges with declining foot traffic and increased competition, but many are successfully navigating these shifts by adapting their strategies, particularly in how they engage with customers. And I, by the way, fully agree with what Milton said. It's the A, B, and C, and it's occasionally we might see an A plus. So that's kind of where the competition is really fierce in how to be that kind of brand that's memorable and has the longevity of Hermes and brands like Hermes. First, we're seeing a move towards more personalized, relationship-driven commerce. Brands are recognizing that it's not just about bringing people in the store, it's about offering value, even when they're not physically there. So this is where clienteling comes in. By using digital tools like BSPK, luxury brands are able to maintain a direct line of communication with their clients, offering a level of personalization that resonates in today's market. And they're providing this curated experience and tailored recommendation in a way that is done both in store and online. And what it does, it is ensures that the client feels connected. He or she feel recognized and bound into the brand story. Secondly, luxury brands are leaning into unified commerce strategies. We see this increasingly, bridging the gap between online and offline worlds. They're blending physical store experiences with digital conveniences like virtual appointments, curated lookbooks that can be shared through apps and social media. And what this means is that even as foot traffic decreases, the engagement doesn't stop. We see this, by the way, in our data all the time. And lastly, the competition is fierce, but brands are differentiating themselves by focusing on deeper relationships and loyalty. They understand that customers expect more than just products. They want a connection, an experience, and a story. And by using platforms like BSPK, brands are able to elevate that experience, engage clients in a meaningful way that fosters long-term loyalty, not just one-time sales. And also, they're doing that in a way that adapts to the customer's lifestyle, meeting them where they are and being able to deliver that consistent value.
Wonderful, thank you. And Zornitza, so in a landscape where giants are capturing more market share, what strategies do you see luxury brands employing to stay relevant?
First, brands are doubling down on personalized experiences. Luxury is no longer just about the product, it's about a relationship. Brands are leveraging clienteling solutions like BSPK to build strong one-on-one relationships with their customers. And this allows them to create tailored experiences that go beyond mass market appeal, offering something that feels truly unique, truly personalized, and tailored to each individual. Secondly, exclusivity remains key. Many luxury brands are creating limited edition products, offering behind the scenes access, or hosting private events for their most valued customers. These strategies tap into the allure of rarity, which is fundamental to luxury, and also by giving access to things that others can easily have, brands maintain that relevance and desirability in a crowded market. Another strategy is that brands are embracing omnichannel approaches. While many luxury brands have traditionally excelled in physical retail, they're now investing in digital touchpoints that extend the in-store experience. They're creating seamless journeys that connect online and offline. They allow customers to start their shopping experience on their phone or computer and finish it in store, or vice versa. And brands are making sure that no matter where the customer is, the experience is consistent and feels exclusive. Finally, successful brands are telling stories. Today's consumers, especially in the luxury segment, are more conscious of the values and stories behind the brands they support. Many luxury brands are emphasizing craftsmanship, heritage, and sustainability in their messaging, and they're showing customers not just what they sell, but why it matters. So the combination of personalized experiences, exclusivity, omni-channel strategies, and that storytelling is what's keeping luxury brands relevant in today's market, and allowing them to connect effectively with customers on a deeper level, emotionally, digitally, and also personally.
Wonderful, thank you. And Milton, what strategies do you see luxury brands employing to stay relevant?
I do agree that relationship building is critical. There's a lot of products that are very similar, and in the worst case, they're substitutes, right? You can choose to buy one brand over the other, one handbag, one automobile. So the people begin to matter tremendously. I'll give you an example in the hotel industry. If you don't meet the customer when they enter and give them a great, human, genuine, authentic greeting, the rest of the experience is not likely to go well. So we need to understand what are the critical moments of relationship building opportunity from a human perspective, not a business perspective. And so you inject those into the situation, but you also empower your people not to be robotic, scripted. Hey, do this. When they say that, you say this. Or when the client comes in, you do that. That's robotic. So those robotics and the training programs that are out there today are being transformed into much more organic, where you empower, you inspire, educate, and empower the individual associate to be the best human being that they can be organically, with their authenticity, their expertise, exercising empathy, exercising kindness, and being creative from a human perspective as to how they can create an extraordinary experience for that client in the moment. And it can be a phenomenally supercalifragilistic expialidocious experience. Like Cartier brings their best clients on a private jet to Buckingham Palace, which is a true story. Or it can be as simple as the kind greeting or the acknowledgement that I give you as a human being when we engage, whether it's digitally or in person. So there's a structure. Success leaves clues, and there's a structure to building relationships. There's a structure to building trust. But even though there are structures, there are also tremendous organic human input that is required by the sales associate. And we need to empower that so that people, the clients, feel that this is authentic, that it's missionary, that they have their best interest in mind, and not that it's a transactional situation.
Thank you. That was perfect. Milton, again, in times of economic uncertainty, how do consumer behaviors shift, especially in the luxury space?
Well, the aspirationals are highly sensitive to price changes and inflation, interest rates, etc. So they're unique, and we know that they're going to throttle down. The high net worth and the ultra high net worth, they are quite resilient. And in this marketplace, you've seen real estate, stock market values, alternative asset values. Even if you lend money, the interest rates are high. So this favors wealth building for the people who are already wealthy. Those clients, they are becoming much more discerning, not because of the monetary issues, but because they want to engage with brands that have a purpose, that have values, good values. And that goes across not only phenomenal products made with sustainability, also treating their associates, their partners, society at large with the kindness and generosity that when you have so much, you should feel is a responsibility. And then finally, those customers feel like, I'm a human being. I don't want to be seen as a wallet. I don't want to be seen as a transaction. I want you to create value for me, both, let's say, functional value through the product, but also emotional value. And so those requirements, people shift much more into the okay, I know you have products, but what else are you doing as a company, as a brand? And that is the purview, the arc of human elements. And that's where the game is won mostly these days, because lots of products can be copied or replicated, the quality, the materials, etc. But the human interactions, they are unique and can be superb. They can be extraordinary if a brand chooses to make them so.
Wonderful, thank you. And Zornitza, are luxury consumers still looking for the same experiences, or have you seen their approach to purchasing high-end products change?
Luxury consumers have definitely evolved, especially in the past few years. While the desire for high value products and exclusivity is still central to luxury shopping, the way consumers approach their purchases is shifted in multiple ways. And I everything that Milton said, I don't think anybody could have said it better. It's exactly true. First, there's been a stronger emphasis on experiences over possessions. Consumers are increasingly seeking brands that offer immersive, personalized experiences rather than just a product. They want to feel emotionally connected to the brand and be part of a story and a community, whether it's bespoke services, exclusive previews, or private events. The experience surrounding the purchase has become just as important as the product itself. I would also add that luxury consumers are more digitally savvy than ever. They expect the same level of personalized service and attention online as they do in store. We've seen a rise in virtual consultations, digital showrooms, even augmented reality experiences that allow customers to engage with the brand from the comfort of their home. And brands that blend the physical and the digital experience seamlessly are the ones resonating with the modern luxury buyer. Sustainability is another huge factor. Today's luxury consumers are more conscious of the environment and social impact of their purchases. They want to know that a brand they support is committed to responsible practices, whether that's through ethical sourcing, sustainable manufacturing, transparency about a supply chain, or other factors. And in fact, this has become a key differentiator for many high-end brands. And lastly, I would add that consumers are more informed and empowered. They have access to a wealth of information at their fingertips. They often make decisions based on research, reviews, or social influence. And they're looking for authenticity and value in the brands that they choose, and they expect that transparency. So in summary, while luxury consumers still appreciate the quality, the exclusivity, the craftsmanship, their expectations have shifted. They're looking for an experience that's personalized, meaningful, strong digital presence, something that aligns with their values around sustainability and transparency. And the brands that can meet those changing expectations will continue to thrive in luxury.
Thank you. Those were great points. Milton, has there been a consumer behavior change in both brick and mortar and online luxury retail?
Well, I think one of the great things that has happened for trusted brands is that consumers are willing to buy high value products online, and or they're willing to trust the associate with the recommendation and receive it at home. Again, trust. So to the degree that trust in digital has become, depending on the brand, become at a much at higher levels, and trust in the associates comes at higher levels, then the purchasing process is less frictional. There's a lot less friction now, and that's great for the consumers. So that's one thing. And I would say the younger generation feels very comfortable with shopping online. I would say also, however, that depending on the value, on how much of a risk, how much of the high value, how much of the emotion is involved in the purchase, consumers tend to want to go see it, try it. So I think that wonderful interaction that Zornitza describes, where relationship is seamless. I always tell people that I don't go, oh, I'm going to call my son on my digital device. Oh, and I'm going to go visit him in his physical space. That's just ridiculous. So a seamless relationship, irrespective of channel and how many crisscrosses you have with channels, is what everybody wants. The associates and the consumers. And to the degree that Bespoke facilitates and empowers that, then I can focus on being a great human being instead of focusing on how do I get the data? Oh my God, how do I remember everything? All of these tools empower you to be the best human being who you are because they are served like a second memory, like a partner, like an assistant that who or that truly empowers you then to focus on the relationship. And one final thing is that Zornitza was very insightful in saying that community matters. Whether it's in a university like Harvard or Duke, whether it's in a brand like Hermes, the wealthy consumers, the clients, are looking for community. So they love when you have an event where special people of their tribe, people who they know have been curated by the brand, are brought together. And that matters tremendously. So brands have to be curators of community as well as experiences that are related to the product or to the venue. They have to be curators of experiences that bring people together. Two of the biggest opportunities: older women who are ignored by their doctors, lawyers, and even brands, 50 plus, who have all the money in the world, but are often ignored, which is absolutely incredible but true. And they'll tell us that in the research. So what an opportunity to bring people together for common purposes, for great causes. And then the other piece is that there's a lot of loneliness in the world, in young people and older people. And to the degree that a brand and its associates can build relationships within, that is, within the brand, but also help people, their clients, build brands with others who they can trust, that's a huge win for the brands and a huge opportunity. And the great brands, as Zornitza pointed out, are doing that. They get it. Other brands are very product-centric, whereas they should be people-centric. And then the products come, the sale comes automatically. You don't even have to focus on the sale. You focus on the great, extraordinary experiences, bringing the people together, curing the loneliness, creating the emotional connection. It's going to be fine. And I think great brands are finding that to be true.
Thank you. I think that was a great point on building communities. Zornitza, what are your thoughts?
I think deeper engagement is where really the market is going, and it's truly that, as we said multiple occasions during this conversation, it's meaningful engagement. It's authentic, it's personalized, it's intended to inspire. Let's not forget that luxury consumption is an emotional purchase. If you lose that connection, that emotional engagement, pricing power goes away, brand recognition goes away, competitiveness goes away. And so for a luxury brand, it's absolutely critical to build and evolve that emotional connection in the many ways we already spoke about. BSPK, we as a company, that's our mission. We positioned and developed a product that's really makes personalization possible, makes it possible in a human way. We think of BSPK not as a CRM, it's a communication tool. It's a way for the associate to build a relationship and connect with the brand. And also we made it easy to adopt and scalable. And that's really, this is where the customers that we have truly realized the power of a solution like BSPK, because not only does it allow them to build a relationship with their customers, but it engages the salesperson. It motivates them. It gives them ownership of that relationship. But that's incredibly important from a human resources point of view and from a success point of view. So at its core, BSPK focuses on enhancing that human element of retail by giving sales advisors the tools they need to build truly personal connections with clients. And we allow associates to get a unified view of every customer, combining data from both in-store and online interactions. But even more importantly, we make it possible for associates to enrich that customer data with their clienteling behavior. And when you bring the two together, the transactional, the last sale, the last purchase, with the clienteling and emotional aspect of knowing that customer, that's where magic truly happens. So yeah, I think really, from our point of view, it's about human engagement. There are also practical aspects such as integrating communication tools that allow associates to engage with the client the way that feels natural. The client doesn't have to download anything. They can be on WhatsApp, WeChat, messages, whatever their preferred platform of communication might be. Bringing the data from multiple sources, your stock and inventory, your sales data from the POS, your customer data from your CRM, having all of that at the palm of the hand of a sales advisor in an easy to use solution is absolutely critical. And finally, for headquarters, what's super important is that visibility, the way to understand what's actually going on in the store or online, evaluate that data and develop an engagement strategy. I see a lot of brands who are like, yeah, I know, we already clientele, and when we dig deeper, they're just sending messages. And and that is not strategy. And to be successful, just in the same way that brands expend insane amount of resources to ensure they have the right product assortment, that they have the right designer and everything else that brings that exclusivity of the product together, the investment that's required to think about and plan and measure the success of your client engagement strategy is absolutely essential. It's kind of the yin and yang of success in retail, in luxury retail.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Milton, what would you say are the top 3 things luxury consumers expect from brands today?
Phenomenal, unique product, not Me Too. There's tons of Me Too products and brands in every category, and they're not destined for greatness. You don't have a unique product, authentically unique product, innovative product, you're not going to make it. And it can be simple, like the Apple Hermes watch collaboration. Simple, powerful, the best of both combined into make something super powerful. The second thing you need is really an emotionally intelligent culture from the top to the bottom, that where the leaders, again, inspire, not perspire, educate, not robotize, and empower, not order people to be the best human beings who they are, empowered by technology, but powered by humanity to build those relationships. Now, those are the things that they need to do. And I would say again that it's the missing link to business success everywhere, but especially in luxury, where you sell products that are high value, but certainly not a necessity. What else is there but a human relationship?
Wonderful. Thank you. And Zornitza, how is BSPK helping luxury retailers meet these heightened expectations for personalization and deeper engagement?
We do it by focusing on personalized, transparent, and consistent interaction with the customers that are driven by both data as well as genuine human care. Trusted retail is built on how well a brand knows its customers, how thoughtfully it responds to their needs, and how respectful it is of their time and preferences. And we help luxury brands achieve this through different strategies. I'll name just a few. Personalized engagement. Our platform enables sales associates to have a 360-degree view of the customer, including their clienteling data, in-store, offline, online, and be able to curate in a personalized way. We also allow and empower seamless and respectful communication. With BSPK, brands can engage the customers in a way that are relevant for the brand, that represent the brand, and also they're not obtrusive. And whether that's through messaging within apps that clients already use or personalized emails, the communication is always tailored to the customer's preferences. We also take data security and privacy very seriously. In today's digital landscape, customers are more conscious than ever about their privacy. And BSPK is designed with security and privacy in mind. It gives the client the confidence that their personal information is safeguarded. It gives the associate the confidence to reach out and to build that trusted relationship with the client, because we offer that that frictionless way to engage in a one-on-one manner. We also ensure there is consistency across channels. So whether a customer is shopping online, in store, interacting via social media, BSPK ensures that that experience feels consistent and personalized in those various touch points. And last but not least, I would say the transparency of the customer relationship is absolutely key. So through BSPK, the brand can be transparent about the product availability, the special offers, the customer's purchase history. There's this human touch that makes it possible to really not just pay lip service to those values, but to actually execute them. And that's really the key, important value that a solution like BSPK provides for a brand. And so ultimately, we strive to empower that thoughtful, personalized service at every touch point in the customer journey and their engagement.
Thank you. Milton, you often speak about trust as a foundation of success in luxury. Can you expand on how brands can earn and sustain high trust with their customers?
Yes, and I think there's some elements we've identified over 21 years of working with thousands of sales associates and in interviewing the consumers. This is not just happy talk or tech talk. This is reality. And so I'll give you one example. By training their associates to be human with, again, their expertise, because if you're not an expert, you're not in the game, their empathy to show you know the customer well, and that you're willing to provide solutions and responses that are appropriate and relevant to them. With kindness, which can come in many, many infinite forms, small and big ways, with creativity, and with, of course, trustworthiness. Trustworthiness just basically means that I can communicate to you verbally and non-verbally that I'm here to serve, to protect, enhance, and promote your best interests. Not just mine. We know that it's a transaction, that's business. But I'm not just here to serve my interests. I almost act like a fiduciary, like your doctor or your lawyer, where you can trust that your interests are being served. And again, it's not just happy talk. I'm going to give you an example of the best testimonial we get. Sales associate says, in 6 months, I've increased my sales 103%. My relationship with my manager, which used to be conflictive, is now smooth and very productive. My relationship with my peers, we help each other to help the customers. And most importantly, my relationships with my customers are phenomenal. I focus on less people, but much more deeply, and the company hires more salespeople to do the same with the other customers. But the most important thing, we were told, is that I never grew up in an emotionally intelligent family. Frankly, I grew up in a toxic family. And I've applied all these skills to my relationships, and that's the most important thing that the company has done for me. They have given me not just selling skills, but life skills. And that's what we're trying to do here with all the brands, to empower people to have life skills that they can bring to work, but they can also apply in their personal lives to have joyful, productive, if you will, non-toxic, really happy and productive lives. Because when associates make a lot more money, they can feed their families, they can pay for college, they can do many, many things. This is not just how do we do business better? This is how do we empower human beings to lead better lives as customers and as sales associates, and ultimately as brands and shareholders.
Wonderful, thank you. And Zornitza, how can BSPK foster trust with their customers?
We foster trust by bringing together customer data from both online and in-store interactions and making that available to the associate in a meaningful way. Meaningful meaning a way in which they can use that data when they connect with their clients to actually get to know them better and further enrich the data and build that trust. If we think about like how do we become friends with someone, we know a little bit about them, and then we have a conversation, and then we know more, and then we have another conversation, and we know even more. And so the same principle of how human interactions form online or in the physical world is how that also works in the business relationship, the sales relationship between a brand and a customer. So trust is really something that requires the emotional and human intelligence that that Milton spoke about, and that brands need to bring to their training practices, to their education, to helping their sales force succeed. But to do so and to actually actualize that, transform that into a business result, then the associate needs the right tool to be able to extend and connect with the customers in the same way when they're not in the store. And that's where BSPK comes in.
Wonderful, thank you. We hear that there will be an alliance between Luxury Institute and BSPK. Can either of you talk about how this collaboration will help retailers adapt to the current environment?
Maybe I'll take a shot at it first. There's no question that technology can be tremendously advantageous. No question about it. It eliminates rote tasks, it speeds up, it creates a lower cost of doing business, and it speeds up the opportunity to do business. Accompanying that is the human element. There will be many jobs, Google says that over, a quarter of their coding is now being done by AI. Awesome. That's great. But then what do we do with all these other human beings? We elevate them. We elevate them to the emotionally intelligent levels that they need to have to accompany that great technology. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're yin and a yang. We like to think that 1 + 1 is going to equal 3. And the 3 is that you'll have highly efficient as well as highly humanly effective individuals working for brands. And the results are going to be, yes, higher sales, higher margins, but not by trying to sell. The way a general manager from a hotel told me the other day was, the more you try to sell wealthy people, the less you're going to sell them, because they have bullshit detectors. So you need to empower your people with the technology, and you need to empower them with the great human skills to build relationships. We're attempting to do that. And because we each have been so successful in our own realms, we think we'll be even more successful coming together.
Wonderful. And do you have any thoughts, Zornitza?
Yeah, I could not agree more with everything that Milton said. I think in the context of our alliance, we see that incredibly powerful shared vision of what the next level is for retail. It has the human element, the personalization ability, the need for the sales advisor to engage in their job and to have a sense of satisfaction and ownership of what they're doing. We spoke about this earlier, or actually Milton said it, not be a dictator to your teams, but really empower your team. So that human soft skill is essential, and that's what the Luxury Institute excels at, and is actually the world leader in doing that and understanding those principles. And BSPK comes with the same vision, but we come from the tech side, and we provide the platform to then enable that vision to become reality for brands. Because technology today is what empowers us in every aspect. People, buy their tickets online. They speak with their family and friends in apps. They complete work tasks with digital technology. They shop online, right? So we have technology all around us, and it is strange to have this one area of a gigantic market, hospitality, travel, retail, where the key touch point between a brand and the customer, the salesperson, has nothing. They don't have technology. They don't have anything in their hands to help them succeed and help their customer have a better experience. And so by forming this alliance with the Luxury Institute, we feel very strongly that it empowers us as partners to make that more effective for the luxury market, and to really help our customers, the Luxury Institute's customers and BSPK customers, succeed by bringing the two worlds of emotional intelligence and the best of breed technology together into one place.
I'll say one final thing. The reason I'm doing this is because I trust Zornitza, period.
That's perfect.
Likewise. You know, every successful relationship is built on trust.
And we know each other for 10 years. I've seen her in action, and I know what her clients think of her. High performance with high trust worth. That's good enough for me.
There we have it. So before we wrap up, can each of you please share one final piece of advice for retailers looking to thrive in today's rapidly evolving landscape? And what should retailers focus on for the rest of 2024?
Zornitza, you go first.
Yeah, I can go. My piece of advice is be strategic about customer engagement and personalization. Just contacting customers is not strategic. Counting how many customers were contacted is not strategic. What is important is to really have a plan, a vision, a strategy around what do we want to say to our customer? What do we want to hear from them? How do we build that trust that we spoke about at length here during this talk? How do you show your customer that you recognize them, that they're not just a wallet? And how do you measure your success? And that's where data comes in. So that ability to plan and have a strategy and to empower your salespeople, implement your strategy, and then measure the results is essential. And so I really could not emphasize more how important that strategy, prioritization of strategy and customer engagement and clienteling is. That would be my advice.
Thank you, Zornitza.
And I would say that in a slowdown, you need to be bold. You need to be totally bold. While others live in fear, you need to strike out, innovate, execute, build relationships. This is the best time to build relationships. While others are meek, you go out and be the boldest that you can be with your ethics, with your values, with your purpose, and your trustworthiness. You're going to be fine.
Thank you. And those are both great pieces of advice. It looks like we have a question from the audience. Max Beaulieu has said, connecting with people as opposed to being product centric is the way to go. However, it seems that some luxury brands have not made this a priority. Can either of you explain why? And is this a difficult transition?
I'll try that. Well, it's a mindset. It's a mindset that you need to overcome. You know, we've all grown up in hierarchical structures in a world that's too dynamic and too complex for those structures to survive. AI is accelerating the demise of structures that no longer work. And so I think that unfortunately there will be losers. There will be companies that go out of business because they did not seek to change and transform into a world that's obvious. There are obvious signs of change, obvious signs of where the world is going to go. You can't guess what the future looks like exactly, but again, success and failure leave clues. So I think it's a mindset that needs to transform now, and it starts with the leadership.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all. And if there are no other questions, please feel free to reach out directly to us with any questions. Thank you so much for joining us today for this engaging discussion on the evolving landscape of luxury. We've explored the critical importance of building trust and leveraging clienteling strategies to foster deeper connections with consumers. As we move into 2024, it's really clear that adaptability and authenticity, as Milton touched upon, will be key in thriving in this ever-changing market. I want to say a special thank you to our guests, Zornitza Stefanova and Milton Pedraza. Thank you both for sharing your excellent and invaluable insights. I encourage you all to take the knowledge and strategies we've discussed today back to your teams and implement them in the pursuit of success. Remember, the future of luxury is not just about products. It's about creating meaningful experiences and relationships. We appreciate your participation and look forward to seeing you at our next event. Until then, stay inspired and keep pushing the boundaries of what luxury can be. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Katie, and thank you, Milton.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to the audience.